Well, sit down. Now, we're just about to start speeches, so if we're asking everyone to give the first speaker a round of applause, the father of the bride, Alan.
Okay, like Mark warned Jim, I've been wanting to make sure that I'm short, so I'll be as brief as I can be. You see I've got my nice cards here, so hopefully I'll get it right, okay? Good afternoon and welcome to the marriage of Samantha and Matthew. As father of the bride, I have the privilege of speaking first, paving the way for far better men, the groom and the best man. I'm sure that they're itching to get up, especially Matt. Nope. Apart from that, it gives me the chance to get in first with the comments.
Great.
All of you are here today because you're part of Sam and Matt's life. Some have played a huge part and others are just relatively new in their journey. Certainly I travelled with her the longest, along with her mother, and I have many memories of her as a baby. I was the first to hold her after her birth. I helped her when she was sick. I watched her crawl around on the floor, take her first steps, and there was many a night I put her to bed with a dummy. I never ever thought I'd ever see the day that I'd have to put her to bed with a dummy again. And Matt, thank you very much. And Matt, I'm glad to say that today is not that day. When Sam stayed with us, she was always brightened up our lives, usually by leaving the lights on in every room. Sam spent so much time in the shower that one day we actually got a knock on the door and it was the water board looking for the leak. I have to tell you a little about her unusual second name, as you all heard. Her name is Samantha McCracken, which is after Sam. Sam, you're here somewhere, where are you? Up there, that's her granddad, and that's who Sam McCracken came from. It's good to see you here, Sam. But where did the name Karen come from, which is in the middle name? Most of you are aware that I have a personal faith in Jesus. And there was a point in my life before I was married where I came to a very low point. And I made a promise to God at that time that I would follow Him. And at that point I felt Him saying that He would bless me twice as much as I'd ever expected. So to seal this, I made a promise to God that I would name my first daughter Karen. And Karen comes from the Job who was in the Bible, guy in the Bible, his youngest daughter. You see, Job was blessed by God twice as much after he had had a terrible time. So, why did I tell you this about the name Karen? Well, the name Karen means beautiful eyes. And Sam, since the first time I held you in my arms, right up to this moment, one of your most beautiful physical features has been your eyes. I cannot count how many times people have commented to me about your beautiful eyes. And this makes you a living testimony of God's goodness to me. Whether anyone believes it or not, you are my proof of God's goodness. Matt, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you into our family. I hope you know that you have always been welcome in our house. Since the first day we met, even though you are on a Led Zeppelin band. And let's not talk about the Pearsons.
What's wrong with them?
Like I said, let's not talk about them. Every father hopes his daughter will find a smart, reliable, considerate young man. 2 out of 3 aren't bad. And you can decide which 2 they are, okay? I know you love my daughter Sam, and I know that she's never been so happy after she met you. She needs someone strong to guide her and to protect her. And Matt, I'm sure you're that man. It's also been my pleasure to become friends with Malcolm and Helen, Matt's mum and dad. That brings me nicely around to the name. Apparently, I can't say the surname properly. Which is a problem, because now my daughter's called it. I have been told that it's pronounced like brown, but without the R. But my problem is that I can't become it. So we don't say brown, we say broon. So sometimes if I say boon or bone or whatever, I apologise. I will try hard to get the name right. So before I get to toast and probably pronounce the name wrong, I want to share a little wisdom with Matt and Sam. Here's some sayings that I got. A man who sinks into a woman's arms soon has his arms in a woman's sink. Whenever you're wrong, admit it. And Matt, whenever you're right, shut up, don't say anything. In marriage, each partner has to be an encourager rather than a critic, and a forgiver rather than a collector of hurts. There will be days when you get angry, but never stay angry. And most of all, Matt and Sam never go to bed angry. I've always known Sam to be a beautiful person and consider her to be more than my daughter, but as a friend. Matt, I know you'll look after her, but never just see her as your wife. Make her your best friends. I've never seen her look quite so beautiful or as radiant as she does today. Senga and I are extremely proud of you both. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a radiant bride, we have a handsome groom. Please stand with me and raise your glasses to toast the new Mr. and Mrs. Bound.
Your health, your wealth, your happiness.